It's okay. It's okay. What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
And Max joins me now with his mum Becca and dad Ian. That for me is so special to watch. I mean, that's the nicest clip I've seen in a very long time. What was that moment like for you both?
It was groundbreaking. Yeah, absolutely amazing.
It's the moment you realise that you made the right decision to put him through the surgery and do this for him. It's those moments when you hear him start talking to you, are the moments you think, right, I did the right thing.
This is right.
This was right.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely, you
right
did.
thing.
So when Max was born, talk me through. Let's go right back to the beginning. What were the first signs that you knew he wasn't hearing?
Well, at 6 hours old, he had the newborn screening, like all babies do, and he failed that, but we were reassured that it could be nothing. So they then got us in for an appointment at 10 days old, and at that point, they still couldn't get any reading, and my husband sort of noticed the way the nurses were looking at each other like there was something not quite right. I just kept saying, oh, no, it's fine, it won't be anything.
As you do, because you do that as a parent anyway, don't you? They have a cold, oh, you're fine, go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. My best friend was in labour, so I was sort of thinking about that and I was distracted and I said, no, it's OK. And then they sent us for another test at 3 weeks old and they did all this testing and we were sat there with these probes on his head and we said, what's going on? After an hour, we're sat there thinking, what's going on? And he said, I'm really sorry nobody's explained this. We think Max is profoundly deaf. And we sort of sat there in shock of, what do you do with that information?
Yeah, and what was it like, Ian, for you to hear that? Because
it was really emotional, really emotional, and we just didn't know. Looking at him, it just looked so perfect. Not that he's not perfect, but he just looked so like there was nothing wrong. And then to be told
visually,
that...
Visually, of course. So you don't...
So
you check
just
the
took
weight...
the legs from under us, really.
Absolutely. I can totally imagine. So how did you first find out about these implants?
The audiologist pointed it in our direction, really. We knew we would have to do some tests to find out whether he was... viable, really, for the cochlear implants. Sorry.
And good. Always.
So we knew that there were some options regarding
they started talking to us. We had a fantastic audiologist at our local hospital who really walked us through every step of the way.
Explain to me how they work. It's a cochlear implant, that's right.
It is,
in a nutshell, it turns sound waves into electrical waves through the cochlea, and that's what stimulates the nerve, and that's how he hears. So, it's groundbreaking.
Isn't it? It's incredible. Was there quite a process to find out if Max would be suitable?
Yeah.
Yes, we had to have numerous hospital trips, basically. We had an MRI scan to make sure his cochlear was viable, and now he's got the cochlear implants, we're constantly going back to the hospital to have them turned up gradually, so it's not too scary for him. Slow process.
He's so good. He's completely distracted by the fact he just saw himself larger than life on that screen.
Yeah, that's much more interesting for him.
We saw that beautiful clip there. How long was it before you realised that this is working? You know.
It was
obviously he's so young.
Sure.
Yeah, we were over in Spain visiting my dad, and it was about the 2nd of July. He was blowing raspberries, my dad, at him, and all of a sudden Max did the same to my dad, and it was like he's copying. He can hear, and all of a sudden everything seemed to click for him. And he started with the mama and trying to say his brother's name, and just all of a sudden everything clicked for him, and he started trying to speak to us. So
that's the right word.
Yeah,
I'm always a fan of a baby that says "mama" a lot.
Mama.
What have the last few months been like? Because obviously it's really turned around, and this is very special, isn't it?
It's been a roller coaster of emotions, but it's been great now that we're through the surgery. He's hearing. And we just look forward, really, to the future. We'll go to mainstream school.
Absolutely.
So, it's opened more avenues than we ever thought. And
obviously, thankfully for you guys in your situation with Max, it's been fortunate and it turned out in the best way that we all could have hoped for. But what advice would you have for other parents that, you know, may have been given the same news?
Talk to us. Talk to us, talk to other families that have been through it, because we're all in the same boat and we all have the same fears. And if we hold each other's hand and walk through it, you know, we can do it together. A lady that supported us, her little boy had cochlears and she'd got nobody to talk to, so she really helped us. Every time I thought, is this normal? She'd send me a video of her little boy doing the same thing, and it just made it so much easier to have somebody to hold your hand.
Of course. Well, you don't know unless someone's in a similar situation, I guess. Well, thank you so much for bringing me. It's absolutely gorgeous.
You for having
and you've done so well. You're a superstar. You've done so well. This is very daunting.